You seem to still be up there somewhere.
Maybe I am. There are flying saucers.
Supposing they're Martians or something in there.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Weird Wednesday. I'm SubmitWeird, and this is
Cassie.
Cassie, how was your weekend?
Wow, it was a weekend. It just feels like a week, you know what I mean?
For real.
It just keeps rolling over onto itself. It was okay. I had a show on Saturday, which the turnout wasn't great, but we did have a tornado warning where we were at, and I guess Akron Pride Fest was going on and another festival in Akron. I did not realize that. I don't think I would have had a show on the same weekend as Akron Pride Fest, because I heard that gets like tons of people.
Yeah.
I mean, but it was fun. Like, my neighbors were cool. Like, got to talk to them and met some new people, sold some stuff. Let's see. Sunday, worked, and it's been a horrible week at work too. So slow, no people. I think it's because kids went back to school, so nobody's like traveling right now to my tourist destination of Amish country.
True.
And yeah, Brandon's gout flared up in his foot because he's so stressed about life. So he's been laying on the couch all night and day and today, and yeah, now we're recording after we recorded yesterday and gonna record again this week.
We recorded yesterday. We've been recording a lot lately.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, no, we did. We recorded yesterday. That was pretty much yeah, I mean, that was basically what I did. You know, still packing. I mean, pretty much moving in a month.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to like lock in now. And,
you know what I saw at Walmart today? I went to Walmart, okay, to get chalk paint because my aunt gave me this like 6-foot canvas, and I'm gonna paint a 6-foot Freddy Fazbear because nobody can find one in the store, so I'm just gonna paint one. And
sure.
So, but I was going through the movie section, and you know how they have like all their Halloween kind of movies and like special boxes and stuff for this time of year.
Sure.
They have the glow in the dark Tales from the Dark Side movie.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's a thing this year.
It's not even that good. I mean, it's okay, but
bitch made me watch that.
That last segment is fucking fire. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. Fight me. But I mean, I don't know. I'd buy it just to have it, but that was pretty neat. I haven't partaken in Halloween shopping yet. I think our Spirit Halloween just opened up like a week ago. I do want to go. I'm not going to get one, obviously, but I want to see the Freddy.
Yeah, if they have one, hopefully.
Well, you know, they're not supposed to sell their display, so even if they don't have Freddy for sale, they're supposed to have a display of it. So we'll see.
Well, a lot of the stores don't have the display. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I don't know if ours does or doesn't.
Right.
So
I haven't gone to any yet this year, so I just want to see it.
Right. I just want to see it.
I know I'm not getting it. I just want to see it.
You know, that's one thing. Me and my daughter have actually been getting really into Halloween animatronics lately. I don't really know why, but we've been like super into it. We've been checking out this guy on YouTube, Spooky Guy 444 is his name.
Okay.
And dude has everything. He has a Freddy, of course.
Of course he does.
Yeah, of course he does. And but anyway, so yeah, we've been like kind of getting into that. So I'm like, well, we definitely got to go check some of these out. We got to go see the Home Depot lineup. You know, I live in an apartment. I'm moving into an apartment.
Home Depot's got some cool stuff this year.
Do they?
I really want there's like this creepy carnival thing like going around, and I really want their new creepy carnival stuff because they've got one where it's like the clown holding the popcorn thing, like they're going through the stands, you know?
Yeah.
And then they've got one in a rolling ice cream cart, and there's a clown sitting in it. I really
Yeah.
want the stuff.
I know, and that's the issue. I want the stuff, but I like going and seeing it too. I probably could have room for at least one animatronic per room in my new place.
Hmm.
And so I am seriously looking at them. But then if I do that and I buy them, that's it, right? That's all I
Right.
can have, and so I better fucking love them if I get them.
Right.
But I've been interested, and of course I can't fit the fucking 11.5 foot tall Mothman or and get that, but
Yeah, I'm taking the night owl to Mothman this year.
yeah, good idea.
Setting it up at the booth because it looks just
Yeah.
like freaking Mothman.
Looks like a Mothman. Yeah, good idea. I think that's a good idea. But yeah, so that's it for now, for right now. That doesn't mean people stop asking me to do things, and I really appreciate you guys, but not right now. I'm busy. I've been working 50 plus hours a week. I'm so tired. But that's okay. That's all right. It's all good stuff, right? More money. Not necessarily more problems, right? That's what I'm trying to avoid. So
Right.
Anyway, let's get on to, well, yeah, just so you guys know, I guess we did release last week a Patreon episode, Tales from the Dark Side, obviously, and then this week we'll be releasing the second Patreon episode. We had to catch up. We got behind. So August gets 2. We recorded it already. Nate's going to edit it and get it out there. It should be out this Friday, I hope.
Okay.
So check that out, patreon.com/Wednesdays Talk. And also, there's going to be so much happening over the Patreon in October. So,
So much.
You need to join it. Yeah, it's going to be
Also,
very special.
run this across you real quick in front of everybody.
Sure.
I
Yeah,
bought this book today, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And every chapter was sealed. Like, you can't get into the chapters unless you, like, take this, like, sticker off. I don't know if it's because each chapter is a different story, but it's 13 days till Halloween, 13 short ghost stories. Maybe, like, I don't know. I'll put the 13-day countdown. I'll just unlock each chapter one day at a time.
You do you. Yeah, if that's something you want to put, I'm sure people would like hearing it. So,
right. And I'm also like, all these fairy tales. I'm just going to go buy a Grimm's Brother book because I am 8 pages front and back into Hansel and Gretel and it's still not done with yet. So I'm just going to go buy the book and read it from the book.
That's fine too.
I don't like reading off the computer or like iPad and stuff. I hate doing that.
It's tough. I just read somebody's book. I guess that's another thing. I don't think I can put it out there yet, but I'm writing a foreword for somebody that we all know and love.
Okay.
And I got to read their book, but I had to read it all on my phone, and it was really...
Oh, no.
And it was like raw, so it wasn't like an audio book and like an app that's set up for that where you can save your spot and come back later. No, I had to sit down and read this entire fucking book in one sitting.
Wow.
Or I'd lose my place and I'd have to find it again, and that was just too much for me to do. But I did. I read the whole thing. It's great. You guys will love it when it comes out. But there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that you guys do not know about, but you will know about these things. So just stick it out with us during all this move and this craziness and whatever, and you'll see. There's some really cool things happening. So,
and we still have like a week left until our new t-shirt drops for September.
Exactly. Yep. New t-shirt design coming in September. I'll post a link in the description. You guys definitely want to get a hold of it.
It's already done. So, I mean, it's there.
Done. Yeah, it's ready. It's just
gotta drop it.
Just gotta go live. And you guys, you want this shirt. I promise. You're going to be so in love with it. It's so cool. And you can only get it in September. So,
because October, there's going to be a new one.
Something else. Once it's gone, it's gone. So make sure that you check that out. How about some news?
I don't have it because I knew what you were bringing, and I'm leaving it up to you.
Let's do let's go with the shorter story first.
Okay.
So we have talked before a little bit, a couple times, about these 16 kids found in Vinton County, Ohio. the Siders family, right? So obviously that's still ongoing. It's going to be years of this kind of slowly coming out. This is how criminal cases work. But some new charges have happened to the parents of the 16 kids. So that is Gary Siders Jr. and Elizabeth Sider, as well as 2 new adults in the situation. And I can't remember the one guy's last name, but it's Joshua Siders and also Brandon something.
Oh, so one was related?
Yes, they're both
Oh,
related.
okay.
So we'll get into it. So these new charges, and I don't have them right in front of me, but basically these new charges are sexual abuse of a minor. And
Gross.
we've kind of, as a community, speculated that maybe something like that was going on with anybody, the kids, whomever. But what's interesting is that there was a press conference held with the Attorney General, and they have explicitly stated that it is not one of the 16 kids,
Oh,
but it is 2 kids in the family.
okay.
Okay. So, like I said, it's the 2 parents, not the grandparents, but the 2 parents alongside Joshua Siders Jr., who is Gary Siders Jr.'s nephew,
Mm-hmm.
as well as Brandon something, who is Gary Siders Jr., his sister Virginia. It's her boyfriend. Josh is also Virginia's son.
Okay.
Okay, so she's boyfriend was with Brandon. Her son is Joshua. These 2 men have been charged with the same charges that mom and dad have been charged with. So there's a lot of speculation about what's going on. And what we're finding out is that whatever this incident is dates back to 2022. Again, they're naming 2 children, but we don't know who the children are exactly. Some people speculate that potentially, and this is rumor, but potentially one of the 2 kids, or maybe even both, became pregnant, kind of opened up this whole investigation. The whole reason we know now that they were even at the Siders house to arrest Gary Siders was because of this investigation. But when the police showed up on June 30th, my birthday, to the house, that's when they discovered 16 kids. I had no idea these kids existed until that point, allegedly.
Wow.
So shit's gotten weird and deeper. Does this mean that none of the kids have been sexually abused? Not necessarily. If they're sexually abusing other kids in the family, why wouldn't they sexually abuse their own?
Right.
That information has not come out. At least none of the kids have talked about it. They haven't charged anything for it, if anybody has. We don't know if there really are, pregnant victims in this, or, what's happened there. I mean, we don't know. Like I said, people are speculating, but we don't have that information. The reality is that the victims will probably never be identified. So unless they publicly come forward as adults and speak on it, this is it. This is what we got.
Okay.
Which
makes
could
sense.
be.
They're
Yeah,
minors.
right. I mean, in a couple of years, maybe they do want to come out and talk about it. We don't know. But yeah, that's kind of where everything is right now. So we kind of went from, a lot of people supporting at least Elizabeth, right? She's a victim too. And the reality of the matter is that people are going to get upset about this, but I don't care. Elizabeth Siders was a victim. She was.
Yeah.
I mean, she was impregnated at 14, gave birth at 15, was married to an adult man. She is a victim. But that doesn't mean that a victim can't be a perpetrator also. It doesn't mean that she's not guilty of neglect. It doesn't mean she's not guilty of sexual abuse of a minor. It doesn't mean that she shouldn't be held accountable to her actions. But we still really don't know the whole story.
No, and I don't know, I don't know anything about this lady, if she has no, intelligence at all, because that would make sense, because if she's have, sexual, things with a minor, that was done to her. Is that normal to her?
Well, and that's kind of the thing about it, is that when we start looking at this family as a whole, this is very normal to them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not normal at all, but they don't know any different. This is what they have been taught from generation to generation. So it just calls into question, like, the rest of the family members, like, what the fuck are they doing? Are they out there diddling kids? Like, do we need to, what can we do to prevent further harm from
And
happening?
then how many other families think like that? Like,
Right.
how many other people are out there diddling kids?
They're just like, this is normal. It's not normal. And like I said, what can we do about it to kind of get ahead of it? I don't really know if there's much we can do if we don't know about them.
Right.
There's not really. And then what? Who's going to pay for all that fucking extensive treatment? And then how do you get them to even consent to something like that? They don't understand what they're doing is wrong. And I know that sounds insane to a lot of people, because I know it's wrong. You know it's wrong. Listener, you know it's wrong. We all know it's wrong here.
Right.
But there's people that exist in the world that don't know that it's wrong. So, I don't know. I'm not defending anybody. If they're guilty of this stuff, I can fry them. I don't care. That's, fuck people that abuse kids on purpose, right? That's bullshit. Right. But until we know exactly what the fuck happened, and I fear that we may never really know, this is where we are. So, but let's get on to, pretty much, we could almost do a whole episode, even just at this point, about this guy. We ready to talk about this serial killer situation in Pennsylvania?
Yeah. Ready to get some stuff straightened out from last week when we mentioned it.
Yes. It's weirder than you can ever even imagine. It's just fucking wild. So we talked about this kind of breaking news situation coming out of Philadelphia, where there is probably an investigation into a serial killer going on. Now, last week I had mentioned that the guy's name is Eugene Horsch, and that, he right now he's in jail, blah, 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 blah. But then you were looking at some articles, and it was mentioning not Eugene Horsch, but Eugene's deceased father, Raymond Horsch.
Yes.
And we were like, well, then wait, what? So, okay, here's the thing about it. So Eugene Horsch, or Raymond Horsch, Ray, RC is what he goes by, RC Horsch, is now deceased. However, throughout his entire life, this man has been a sexual deviant to the max.
Great.
Yeah. He's known for making, quote unquote, arts, adult films, pornography, right? But not just pornography, adult geared art, as he calls it. And you can make tasteful adult art. That happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
However, he also wrote books and other things. He has this like kink for drugged out women.
Okay.
And I don't mean like women that are like just like passed out drugged or whatever. I mean like strung out, drug addicted women. And I've heard of this. I've seen this. Actually, God, it's crazy to go full circle here. Reckless Ben
Okay.
did an episode on tracking down a filmmaker by the name of Lucifer Valentine, who makes these films that are known as like the Slaughter Vomit Doll movies or something like that.
Okay.
And they're just really disgusting. But and I mean, it's just a lot of women doing drugs, and it's all filmed in like a found footage type of deal. But then there's like some question of like whether or not he is exploiting drug addicted women. And the answer is probably yes, allegedly.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get sued. But, check out that Reckless Ben video. But this is really kind of that same situation. There's this weird, fucked up community of people who are like really into taking advantage of drugged up women. And it can be really easy to do, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because all you got to do is feed them drugs, and they'll do whatever the
Mhm.
fuck you want. They'll let you do whatever you want to them. So that's Raymond, okay? Eugene Horsch is his son. At the age of 10, his mom dies. Eugene's mom dies.
Mm-hmm.
And he is then raised by Raymond. And so there's not a whole lot that we know about his life, except that they seem to have lived together for majority of, well, all of Eugene's life. But that probably some influence that Raymond had, being the sexual deviant that he was, has rubbed off on Eugene. So where this all kind of comes to a head is that a forest ranger had confronted Eugene when he was with a woman at a national park in his vehicle, where he had heard a woman's voice saying, "Stop, you're going to hurt me." And he confronts them. So Eugene and Raymond both have had like a history of like drug charges and, related to like drug trafficking and stuff like that. Again, both of them in different points of their life. At one point, Raymond was even like on the run from the police.
Oh, wow.
Skipped town and everything, right, for his drug charges. Took on a whole new identity. But he comes back eventually and whatever. So the police, confront Eugene at the time, about what was going on. But what raised the red flag was that the girl he was with provides an ID, her ID, of a woman named Blair. I can't remember Blair's last name because I'm just bad at this, but and the thing about Blair is that she's been missing since 2023.
Okay.
This girl is not Blair. This girl is someone else. We don't know her. But, she admits that, because they're like, "Wait, so you're Blair such and such. You've been missing since 2023. And she's like, "Actually, no, that's not me.
Sorry, gave you the wrong ID I was trying to hide."
Oops. Well, she got this ID from Eugene, who actually just took her picture and pasted it onto, like, made her a fake ID and pasted it onto Blair's. And people
Are you fucking kidding me?
No. Well, it's like, he didn't like glue it with like.
Okay, I thought that's what you were saying, and I'm like, what?
No.
How did he like not get caught right away?
It's a fake ID. It looks good for a fake ID, but it's
Okay.
a fake ID. So then the police want to know, well, how did you, Eugene, get this missing woman's ID? And he's just like, no comment. I don't know what the fuck he said, but it doesn't seem like he answered any questions, which is smart, honestly, in his position. But then that tipped them off to, let's go search this fucking guy's house. So they go to the house and they start searching the house, and what they find at this house is still up for debate, but it's enough to where there are two other missing women in this situation. The police notified the family members of those two missing women that their family members are dead. And while we haven't gotten exact clarification on what we know is that they found hundreds of thousands of written documentation, of photographs, of videos, hundreds of thousands of stuff. And what they have is video footage from when the women were alive, and video footage from when the women are dead. And that's what we know.
Oh, he videoed them when they were dead too?
Well, we don't know if he videoed himself killing them or took just video of them after death. We don't know the exact details. We just know that they were alive on film and then they're dead on film.
Okay.
And that's kind of where people are kind of waiting and anticipating more information to come out. What's interesting is that in these media reports that I've been reading about, they keep mentioning that all of these papers that they have, all these documents, that they have, film and video and whatnot, belong to and were created by Raymond Horsch.
Okay.
So, but what they keep saying is that they have found snuff amongst this collection of stuff.
Like real snuff?
Well, snuff is allegedly real.
Like Stuff that's actually considered snuff.
So, right.
I'm trying
so
to rephrase for it to make
Yes.
sense.
So, and this is where it gets weird. It gets confusing for a lot of people. A snuff film is not just a video of somebody dying. It's not that simple. A snuff film is very specifically created to be mass produced for profit. It is killing someone on film to sell it to other people. All right.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm just trying to get you riled up because I read all your comments online.
Oh, jeez, God. But that's what it is. That's what it is. You can't just video yourself killing somebody and call it snuff. That's not how it works. So, I know, I've been all up in it lately.
Oh, you have?
I'm fucking shocked that nobody's talking about this. Like, this is insane to me. Like, not enough people have any idea that any of this is going on, because this is a big deal. If he genuinely does have stacks and stacks of snuff, whether he's producing it, trading it, buying it, whatever, that in and of itself is a big deal. There has only ever been one confirmed snuff video out there, and it only just came out, I think, last year or the year before.
Okay.
It's very recent. It's a Vietnamese video where we talked about on the show. A guy, it's gross, but a guy is jerking it, and while he's jerking it, another guy cuts his head off.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and then he ended up like taking a bunch of pictures also of like him cut up as prepared in meals and stuff like that. And then turns around and sells it to all these fucking people. So this is genuine snuff. This is real snuff. Whereas like something like what Luca Magnotta did, if you guys are unfamiliar, he killed a guy and did real fucked up shit to his body and put it out there on the internet. He didn't sell it though. He wanted people to see it for free.
Mm-hmm.
That's the don't fuck with cats guy, Luca Magnotta.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he's real fucked up. But you know, that's the difference between the two. Luca did it for attention. Vietnamese guy did it for profit. So is this part of some massive ring that we're just now, because this snuff has been like a big conversation since like the 70s. Like there's always been rumors that this has existed, but not until recently has it ever actually happened. And so it's like, has this, you know, if it's going to happen, surely someone like Raymond Horsch would be involved and responsible. But are we now opening up a can of worms? Who are the buyers? Or who are the sellers if he's buying it? You know?
That's a whole other like rabbit hole you got to jump into.
Exactly. That's a federal investigation at that point. So there's all kinds of talk about different people. One of Raymond's ex-wives is missing. Everybody's pretty sure he killed her because the last place that she was seen was his house. There's question about some of the women that he uses models as to whether or not they were like literal slaves to him. Mm-hmm. You know, was he keeping them as slaves and feeding them drugs, and that's why they stayed? There's a lot happening here. And, you know, as far as Eugene goes, well, what if Eugene's innocent? Okay, but what if he's not? Because he's the one that had Blair's ID.
Right.
So if you're raised by a fucked up individual, I mean, chances are pretty good that you're going to become a fucked up individual too. Not that that happens to everybody. I hear you, listener, with your bad childhood. Same, right? I'm there with you. But chances are still pretty good that you become pretty fucked up too. I mean, it's just the way it is.
Right.
So I don't know. It's a big deal. So after stalking me on various Facebook groups, what do you think about?
I don't even stalk you. It just pops up in my feed now.
Facebook's forcing you to stalk me. It's just me arguing with people on Facebook groups.
You're asking me what my opinion is about this case?
Yes, about this case in particular.
How the fuck am I supposed to know?
You're allowed to have an early opinion.
But you're right. Like, the only person I've heard anything about this is from you. Like,
I'm just making it up.
You might be. No, I'm joking. There's groups for this. She's in them. Trust me, I've seen them.
I am, yeah. No, but like, posting like missing women like daily on that group, and you know they just they just think there's so much more to this, and I agree with them. This is big.
Right. I'm waiting to see how much effort the FBI puts into this and see if they actually can uncover something, will uncover something, how much they will uncover, if they uncover anything at all.
Yeah, this is like a big thing. Now, I'm kind of over the people are kind of shocked sharing his art and stuff, and I don't find that part shocking. It's only shocking because of who he potentially is.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of over that part. But all these missing women, this could be one of the most prolific killers out there, and he may not even necessarily be killing on purpose. Just that these women are overdosing and dying in his care.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But that's what happens, and especially if you're responsible for feeding them those drugs, because that was another thing they found. They found some type of lab in the house that seems to be some type of drug lab. They found like 55-gallon drums with substances in them. So far, the testing has not come back human, but there's still a lot to go. They found what they thought was blood all over the house at one point, but I believe that was DNA tested and that was cleared. It's not blood. We don't know
What was it if it's not blood?
It could have been animal blood, I suppose, just not human blood. All kinds of stuff. This house is being ripped apart right now. They're excavating parts of the property. It's a lot. There's a lot going on here, and not a lot of people talking about it. So get the word out. Spread the word.
Okay, I've seen pictures of these people. They don't look like geniuses, but are they fucking geniuses?
We've talked about this before. If you want to get away with a crime, all you got to do is be a crackhead.
That's true.
For some reason, they're really good at it.
We were talking about it last night. How potheads are so like creative and can invent a bunch of things.
Right. I don't know. Drugs make you smart in the weirdest way. Because your only motivator is to continue to do drugs. So you become really good at being a criminal. It's one of those things. Like, and then you get caught in the stupidest fucking ways I've ever seen in my entire life. One time my dad robbed somebody. I don't know who. He robbed a lot of people. And but the people happen to have security cameras outside of their house, and they caught like a video of him. And my family had gotten the still from this video, and they were like, "Oh, you're just not even going to believe it when you see it. Doesn't even look anything like him. It's definitely not him." And I'm like, "Okay." And they show me the still, and well, there's my dad right there, clear as day. It's very obviously him. And I'm just like, yep, doesn't look anything like him. I don't.
Wow.
But these drug addicts tend to end up being then surrounded by a bunch of enablers that don't hold them accountable for their actions, and
that's true.
So they're not really, it's not like it's their, because man, let me tell you, all of his siblings, he's stripped all the copper out of all their houses, and not one time did any of them ever call the police on his ass.
Serious?
Yes.
Oh man.
Right.
My stepdad would have called the cops so fucking fast on me.
That's what I'm saying. They get away with this shit all the time because of people in their life that aren't good for them.
Yeah.
It's it's crazy. But anyway, local rumors going around that, different women, it was kind of like women were told to stay away from that particular house because women go there and they disappear. And, this has been going on for years and years and years. This is really deep.
Mm-hmm.
And we need more people talking about it.
So like people had to know something was up if women were told not to go there.
They do. It's just a matter of people turning the other cheek. Not my business, not my circus, not my monkeys.
Oh my god.
So
there's no reward for any of these women, like.
Well, no, because they don't have no money.
Yeah, but sometimes like the departments put up money if there's like enough missing people coming up. And
I watched a thing about Ariel Castro the other day. You remember that guy, the Cleveland guy?
Mm-hmm.
And just about Michelle Knight and how he would like taunt her. Nobody's coming to look for you. Look at these two other women. They're all over the news and their families all over the news. Nobody's coming for you.
Yep.
And she got out, and it was like a contrast of like what the other women, they were reunited with their families, and the one had a child, and they just accepted the child. And meanwhile, Michelle Knight had nobody and nothing.
Yeah.
And that's just broke my heart, man. It's so fucking sad because, at the end of the day, believe it or not, guys, addicts are just people also,
Yeah.
and the world gets real fucking dark for a lot of folks. And, they turn to stuff like addiction to, kind of help them, right, get through all the dark shit that they're experiencing. Is it a choice? Absolutely. But there's a reason why it's hard, and I think that stuff like this flies under the radar because society as a whole doesn't give a shit about people like that.
No.
And that's why, people knew about it. I'm sure people knew. I'm sure people are going to really be coming out of the woodwork, especially once this really starts picking up steam. I've actually seen women coming forward saying that they knew Raymond and had encounters with him and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting what comes forward. But like, I don't know, it's 2026. Eventually we're going to start doing better.
Oh yeah.
Stop walking by people and just acting like they don't exist. The minimum that you could do is just smile and nod.
Mm-hmm.
A little "how you doing" goes a long way. So anyway, yeah, it's a really interesting. I think it's really interesting. And I'm sad that it's happening, but excited that I kind of get to get ahead of it a little bit and see what's going on and get to watch this play out. So as the updates come along, we'll update you here on the show.
Yeah, you'll probably hear first, honestly.
Right, with the way this is going, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're local to that area, you'll probably hear it here first. So, all right. Well, let's talk about some cryptids, huh?
Okay.
Let's get into some cryptozoology. Get my proper notes pulled up here.
This week has been exhausting. I'm done. Like, I'm laying here like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired.
It's Monday.
Yeah.
You're like, this week.
It's just, I don't have a day off ever. It just all goes together.
Yeah, I hear ya. So, getting into today's topic, I thought it would be really interesting to kind of shine some hope and light on cryptozoology as a whole. And I thought it would be fun to kind of talk about proof of cryptozoology, right? Well, nobody's ever discovered a cryptid before yet. Well, they have actually.
They're just not called cryptids anymore because they're found.
Because they're found. I know, right? It's crazy. And actually, some of them even predate the term cryptozoology. So there just wasn't really a word for it at the time. But like I said, I thought it'd be cool to kind of pick that apart. And then I thought it'd be cool to kind of walk through a scenario of like, how does a cryptid go from cryptid to discovered? And so we'll talk about that also. Well, it's a little more like, how come like the Patterson Gimlin film isn't good enough to go, okay, Bigfoot's real?
Well, more than one person has to see it. I don't know.
Well, and then we have that snake guy going around with his fake Bigfoot body. Like, how come?
Oh, yeah.
Why didn't that get put out there as real? Nobody's even like clamoring to test it or anything. So what would need to happen scientifically for real to actually prove that these things exist? So like I said, I thought it'd be kind of fun to know, who do you call when you catch a cryptid finally?
That's true.
Yeah. So let's first start off with, it's been a long time since I've talked about cryptozoology really, which is really crazy because when I got into this field, I loved, that was my thing. I was into cryptozoology. Wasn't into ufology, wasn't into ghosts, didn't care about none of that. It was cryptids, for me. And so it's really funny how now I mostly do aliens, so.
Right.
I don't know how that happens.
But you say that, and I don't think you mostly do aliens. I think you kind of have your hand in everything.
I do. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I guess you're right about that. But cryptids, like I said, it's been a while since we've really done a good deep dive. So let's get into the nerd stuff. You guys ready to get nerdy with us? It's gonna
All
be
right.
nice. So what is cryptozoology? This is, there should be a very simple answer to this question, and there is, but a lot of people don't accept that answer. And I don't know. I know what the answer is, and I'll read it to you. The exact definition by the man who created the term, Bernard Heuvelmans. What is cryptozoology? It is the scientific study of hidden animals, i.e., of still unknown animal forms, about which only testimonial and circumstantial evidence is available, or material evidence considered insufficient by some. This is why it's problematic.
Yeah, tell me why, because that sounds pretty dead on.
Because Mothman is not a cryptid.
Okay.
The Kentucky Goblins, not a cryptid.
Okay.
The Flatwoods Monster, not a cryptid. Aliens, not a cryptid. Ghosts are not a cryptid.
No. I wouldn't put ghosts and cryptids anyways.
Santa Claus, not a cryptid.
Never thought about that one.
I like asking people that. What do you think Santa Claus is? Is he a cryptid? Is he an alien? Is he a spirit? Different people have different answers. He's definitely some people have said he's a type of fae, and I like that. I can jive with that.
Okay. He
But
lives in a land full of elves. Maybe he's an elf.
it could be an elf himself. Yeah, just the biggest elf of all. Yeah,
Papa elf.
Papa Elf. So anyway, it's not the season yet. We'll get there when we get there. But
Okay.
why aren't those things cryptids?
I don't know.
Well, because they're not animals.
I was gonna say that, but it sounded too obvious.
Doesn't it? Right, it does. And it should be that simple. But people get so upset and worked up about this. And they're like, oh, but it is a cryptid because I said it's a cryptid and everybody else says it's a cryptid and that's why it's cryptid. And it's like, so, but that's not how that works. Okay. So if the guy who invented the term tells us that it's just animals that we haven't classified scientifically yet, then something like Mothman, which seems to kind of come and go on a whim through different dimensions, that's not just that's incomparable to a bear in the woods.
Right.
Flatwoods Monster came straight from a fucking spaceship.
Yeah.
So I guess if you really want to be like, well, but obviously that's some type of sentient life form, and humans are animals, so if humans are animals, and obviously Mothman's an animal, just an animal. No, look, let's keep it fucking simple here, okay? When you're studying something like a cryptid, you're studying a lot of biological factors faced up against science that we already know and work with. When you study something that's an alien, you're not sometimes there's some biological factor to it, but you're more measuring that science up against things like quantum mechanics and astrophysics and things of that nature, as opposed to biological, because a lot of that science that has to work in order for something like that to exist is not something that we have knowledge of.
Okay.
Whereas we know how to track an animal, we know how to track diets, things like that. We could take a piece of Bigfoot fur, and this is assuming that Bigfoot's flesh and blood, because Bigfoot itself also may not be a cryptid if it's not, right?
Right.
But we could take a piece of Bigfoot fur, we could put it in a zoo, we could observe it, and we could test the shit out of it, right? Whereas can't really do that with a ghost.
Okay.
So just kind of getting that out there. Now, when it's so simple that way, when it's so simple and broken down that way, isn't every animal ever discovered then at some point was a cryptid?
Yeah.
Pretty much. I think that we could say that. I think kind of adding the folklore bits into it kind of makes that case a little better. But I mean, I think that there has to be some scientific scrutiny. So you got to have one group of people that's like, this thing is real. I know because I seen it.
Mm.
And then you have scientists that go, yeah, but that's also not possible. And I think that that's kind of where you stop walking the line and you pick a side between black and white,
Uh-huh.
when it comes to what's a cryptid and what's not. Now, Hoovelmans had coined that term back in 1959. So I made sure to make a list of animals that had been cryptids but had significant study or discovery after 1959.
Okay.
So let's get into it, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's get into the I think it's pronounced the Saula. We're gonna say Saula is what
Okay.
it is. So the Saula is found only along the Vietnam and Laos border, and it is often referred to as the Asian unicorn. Not because it resembles a unicorn, just because it's so fucking rare to see. Like a unicorn.
It's pretty cool looking.
It's pretty cool looking. I would pet it a lot
Oh, yeah.
and feed it corn.
Mm-hmm.
So it was actually formally discovered finally in 1992. Okay. It stands about 3 feet tall and resembles a type of antelope, despite the fact that it actually belongs to the bovine family. It's actually an ox.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that weird? Yeah, because
Yeah.
it very much looks like a deer.
It's a unicorn, horse, elk, ox, deer. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. No biologist has ever actually seen a live one.
Oh, really?
Never. So they found this thing because they were just kind of surveying the wildlife in that area at that time pretty heavily, and they had actually found the skulls of it with its, not terrible horns, but unusual horns. Right? It
Okay.
was very horny, and so they were like, well, this is strange. We know it's something. And then
Mhm.
kind of as time went on, we have come across dead specimens. We've come across pelts of them. But since 1992, it is actually so rare and elusive that as of 2026, there is most definitely less than 100 alive
Oh, wow.
and probably closer to like 20.
Dang.
So it's like dying. But again, seeing one up close in person is extremely rare. Now, what's interesting with this creature, and this is where it kind of gets into cryptozoological territory, is that it is very likely the reason for a local legend known as the gilled antelope.
Mm-hmm.
And the gilled antelope, it's going to be difficult for some people to wrap their minds around, but it's an antelope with gills.
Really? I could have never guessed that.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
And and they say that it can breathe underwater. Now the creature, the Saula, has like white markings along its face, and some people think that probably locals had seen that and thought that it resembled gills. They can't really get close enough to determine that it's markings, but yeah, that's probably what they were saying. And
So it doesn't really have gills?
it doesn't. No, it doesn't really have
Okay.
gills. It just looks like it does because it's got these little white patches on its face.
Okay.
And so they're like, and it's brown, so like,
Take
oh,
away the cool part of the animal.
right, doesn't have gills. But that is very likely the case in a lot of cryptids. Is that
Misidentification.
misidentification or exaggerated features? Bigfoot's probably not 12 foot tall.
No, probably not. If he was, we'd probably find him a lot easier.
Right. It's probably very big for an ape, right? But it's probably not 12 feet tall. That would be, like you said, it'd be very hard to hide. And then there comes the issue of like, how do they move and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
And then how were they eating without eating literally everything to maintain that stature?
Great. Hulk smash.
big old Bigfoot, But that probably is the case again for a lot of these cryptids, right? We assume things about them, so therefore that's what they are. Another really good example of this are oarfish, which is one of my favorite animals of all time. Is the
Oarfish?
oarfish? Yeah,
You came up with some ones I've never heard of. Okay.
you've never heard of the oarfish?
No.
Oh wow, Google it.
Okay. Like OAR?
OAR, oarfish. Yeah, take a look at that beast. Oarfish are responsible time and time again for sea serpent sightings, and there's a really good reason why. They are massive. They're a type of ribbon fish, and they get huge. They get like 30 feet long. And when the pictures that you're going to see of it don't really do it justice when it's underwater, it is a deep sea type of animal. So we only really see them when they're dying.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're dying, they're not very impressive. But they have this really amazing red fin that goes down its whole back, and then these really long fins that come off of its gills. But they are prophetic. Oarfish are prophetic to, I believe, the Chinese. Whenever one washes up, they're known to be a sign of like significant natural disasters, allegedly.
Oh, they call it the doomsday fish.
Yep, they sure do.
That's
And
crazy looking.
well, and like I said, that's not even what they look like underwater. So if you've ever been a fish keeper, you know that when fish are dying or when they do die, a lot of them lose their color. I mean, I guess like humans do, but like when you're a fish, it's super significant.
Mm-hmm.
So like you could be blue and then you die and you're like a beautiful bright blue and now you're completely gray.
Yeah, underwater it's like a translucent, like blue, aqua blue, white. It's really cool looking.
Yeah, it's very pretty. But they are also responsible for like legends of Chinese water dragons.
That makes
You know?
sense.
Right. And so, again, you have these huge exaggerated features, mixed in with what it actually is, and there's the truth in there somewhere. But we can understand why they kind of get to this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually did not put the oarfish on my list at all. That's just my brain that keeps all that knowledge. Because you never know when you need to know facts about the oarfish.
I mean, that's true, obviously.
So anyway, again, there's a lot of cases where it's just exaggerated features or misidentification. That was the point of that.
There's oarfish, and then there's the rare giant oarfish, which is ridiculous looking.
Yeah, they're massive. They're really huge. I knew about oarfish because of at my local aquarium. It's not really local to me, but the Newport Aquarium on the
Mm-hmm.
border of Kentucky and Ohio. They have a big mural painting of an oarfish with and it's like UV light reactive, and it's really cool. And I'm like, what is that? What's that thing? And so I went home and took to the internet and fell in love. I don't know why. They need to make a documentary about me. I fell in love with a fish.
Oh, they should. Sorry, I just hit my microphone. I don't know if Nate will hear that.
He's gonna be pissed.
I know. Sorry, Nate.
So, along the same lines and discovered in the same era as the Saulo was also the giant muntjac. Okay. So it was discovered in 1994, just 2 years after, in the exact same fucking area that the Saulo was discovered in. And, it's not super impressive. It is a type of deer. And it's the biggest one of its kind, and super rare, and same kind of numbers. Probably very endangered. We really haven't seen many of them, but we do know that they're out there. But the reason why I decided to add these two on the list is not just because of the time period that they were discovered, but just to kind of prove that they are a great argument as to how a mammal could survive undetected. Because here we are, and not just like a tiny mammal, these are big mammals.
Right.
and we just don't even know. I mean, we just had no idea that they were there because unless we were there putting in the time and effort to actually look for things. So those are the deer variety. How about that? Did you want? I don't know what you had on your list. I don't want to.
No, keep going, please.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep going. Then let's move on to my favorites again. I got lots of favorites.
Like, I wrote some down. Like, I have a list of them, but I didn't go into like detail with them. So you do yours, and if like something pops up that you didn't have, I'll shout it out in there.
Okay. Let's talk about the
And
squids.
maybe you know some like unknown facts randomly because it's your favorite.
I might. Yeah, I got lots of favorites. They're not on my list, but it's my favorite probably. All right, so let's talk about squids.
Okay.
We're going to talk about two different types of squids on this list.
The giant swimming penises.
Big old whopping penises. I love them. So the giant squid, okay, is what it's called. It clocks in at about 16 feet from tip of the mantle to tip of the tentacle. Okay.
Okay.
Pretty fucking big. Now, here's the thing though about these squids is that we have actually known about these massive squids. Let me be careful my wording. We've known about these giant squids since about the 1920s.
Okay.
Because we've had full specimens, well, not necessarily full specimens, but at least parts of specimens wash up that tell us that there are huge squids in the ocean, right, since the 1920s.
Mm-hmm.
But the giant squid, okay, we have only ever just now attained a photograph of it alive in its habitat in 2004.
Oh, wow.
And so that makes it pretty rare. But the rarity of it and the vastness of it does not even come close to comparison to the Mac Daddy of squids, which is the colossal squid.
Yes. That sucker.
Man, these things are fascinating. I mean, it's really out there. So the colossal squid, we've known about it since probably about the 1920s or so. But what we think, what we speculate is that maybe they get up to about 46 feet.
That's crazy.
46 feet. You can't point and tell me that's 46 feet. You don't know. You can't comprehend 46 feet of squid. Well, I can't.
And that's just length.
That's just the length, right? I can't comprehend 46 feet of squid.
No.
But the thing about the length is that the only reason why we kind of know this is strictly due to the tentacles that we found of this creature. And like the beaks that we find of this creature. Not because we have found one that's 46 feet. We're going to talk about the biggest one we found here in just a moment. But what's more horrifying about this creature is not just its size, but their tentacles. Their tentacles actually, alongside suction cups and the ability to grip you, they contain hooks all up and down it.
That's
so they actually,
terrifying.
Right, they actually grab onto their prey.
Another reason why I don't get in the ocean.
Yeah, and then their prey is fucked because they're hooked in. They are absolutely horrifying. We have only ever collected 12 complete specimens of colossal squid. 12, period. The largest one that we've ever collected is a female that's 32 feet long. And that's reason huge. Why that's huge. And she's big. You can actually go see her. She's on display. Not in America, but she is on display on some museum somewhere else that I can't get to. But you could look at her pictures and stuff. There's actually a documentary that I've watched on her that I think was put out by PBS. And it was this big to-do because they had this big event where they dissected her. And that's how they know she's female, is because they popped her open and showed a bunch of eggs.
Okay.
But during the dissection, this is where it gets terrifying again. They measured her beak, and it didn't even come close to the size of some of the beaks that they found in the bellies of whales.
Really?
And she's 32 feet.
Damn.
So there's bigger out there. And we just don't know. I mean, we're kind of basing, again, when they found that about her beak compared to those others, they're like, oh, surely this is the largest one that we've ever gotten. Nope. When they're comparing these tentacles, we don't really know which tentacle it is to know that it's abnormal. There's just so much about these things that we don't know. And there's some jellyfish that just live forever, and they could be like that. They just continue to grow, continue to live, and there's 100-foot one out there somewhere. We don't know. So, they really are just so fascinating. And here's the crazy thing about the colossal squid. If it wasn't crazy enough for you guys, let me tell you this. Again, it doesn't predate cryptozoology. We've known that they've existed for a while, but the fact of the matter is that in 2022, a group of scientists made a concentrated effort to capture a video of the colossal squid in its natural habitat. Okay. 2022. It took them 3 years to finally capture it on video. And for the first time ever in 2025, they captured a colossal squid. Here's what's hilarious about it, though. It was a juvenile, only measuring 12 inches long.
Oh my gosh.
Just nothing compared to the real thing.
How did they even find it?
What's that?
How'd they even find it?
I don't ask me that question. I don't know. I didn't answer that one. But yeah, they found one from that family of squid, and it was only 12 inches long. So they still haven't really documented one. Really, there are some videos out here and there. There's some pictures. Mostly of giant squid, though. Giant squid and colossal squid, they're not the same thing. They're not the same.
It says that a colossal squid likes to live in the pitch black, freezing depths of the Antarctic Ocean over 3,000 feet down.
Yeah. And we don't like
the scary part is that these massive 50 feet freaking squids are out there. We have no clue how many, because we can't even get to the parts of the ocean where they live, because the ocean's so freaking big, and that's terrifying.
Yeah. And we don't know. Is this the biggest one ever? So far it is. It's the biggest creature on the whole fucking planet.
Right.
It's but is it even the biggest? Probably not.
Ugh.
And so that's why it's a great testament. And of course, what we have compared to folklore are krakens, right? Massive squid or octopi tentacled creatures that are attacking ships, taking ships down. Is it possible that this was ever even a thing? Most of the time when you have these deep sea creatures, the fact of the matter is that the higher they get to the surface, the weaker they get, because they're dying because they need that pressure. Mm-hmm. And when they don't have it, their systems don't function. So were giant squids taking down whole ships? Maybe.
Wow.
I wouldn't put it past them.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. Why not? And, just the only reason why we don't really have those encounters now is because we have stuff like sonar and things like that. We didn't have that before. They could be like, oh shit, something big's here. I better get out of its way. I don't know. I love the giant and colossal squid. The giant squid's impressive on its own, but then when you start talking to the colossal squid, man, that shit gets me hot.
Oh yeah,
I'm hot for squid. Like I said, I shouldn't say that.
It's a weird kink.
I know there's actual.
We always talk about weird kinks on this show, so
there's an actual kink for that type of thing. Maybe I have it. I don't know. I've never encountered a squid in real life, so what do you think? Any thoughts on the giant or colossal squids or krakens?
I never want to see one ever.
Yeah.
Like never ever do I want to see something that big in the ocean. Sharks are big enough, and like 12 feet. Like, I'm not, I don't
Yeah.
need anything else.
With fucking hooks on the tentacles, no thank you. And a scary beak.
But it does say an orca whale would destroy a colossal squid.
You know what? I just don't think so. Maybe.
Kind of hard to, like, wrap my head around, but the only thing I could think of is because they hunt in pods where squids are by themselves.
They're very strategic, yeah. True. If they outnumbered the squid. But
Right.
one-on-one? Nah. No
Yeah.
way. No chance.
Hmm.
And, like, can you imagine? I mean, really think about this, y'all. You're fucking wrapped up in these tentacles that have fucking pierced into your body all over the place. And you're being pulled closer and closer to a single beak. Because the beaks, as they're huge compared or whatever, they're not that big. And that's how you're devoured, is by a fucking beak.
Beak.
Slowly, right. Like, chunk at a time. Chunk by chunk. It's not like, whereas like a shark could like bite you in half and you're done, right?
Right.
Or it could even rip off your arm or your leg, bite off your arm or leg and then you bleed to death. That's still sucks, but it's pretty quick compared to being slowly devoured by a fucking beak.
Yeah, they don't look that big. It looks extremely tiny on these large creatures.
Their eyes are like 16 inches across.
Damn.
I mean, but if that's how big their beaks are across even, that ain't that much, y'all. I mean, it's to be eaten by, crocodile or alligator, they got that big old mouth and just chomp. You're dead. But yeah, a beak. No, I'm good. Fuck that.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying. They're horrifying. But I love them. They're my favorite.
God.
I'll pet them. And I will also feed them corn.
Corn, okay.
I just assume every animal likes corn, okay?
Maybe.
I'll feed it fish. They like fish.
Yes, they do like fish.
I'll feed it fish. And then I have one more. I just have one more. And this one is an interesting case because when you go to look up like good evidence for cryptozoology, this one always makes the list, and it's confusing. So billy apes. Have you ever heard of the billy apes of the Congo?
Billy apes?
Yeah.
No, but I did see gorillas on the list.
Gorillas? Yep, gorillas are on there. You probably have a lot of stuff like Komodo dragon and which we can talk about those things. I started to add them to the list, but then I was like, you know what? Let's challenge myself and make it post, after 1959.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The only one I would like to mention off the list is the platypus.
That guy is so fucking wild.
So cool.
Well, go ahead. You want to talk about the platypus for a minute?
I mean, I don't know what there is to talk about. Let me pull up my thing here. So, some cool facts about the platypus is platypuses don't have a stomach. Their esophaguses just go right to their intestines, and then they shit it all out.
So you could not that I would, but you could take a broom handle and shove it down his throat and it just goes straight through?
Yeah.
Well, it probably winds into intestines. Surely, right? Well, how do they?
Yeah, it goes from his esophagus to their intestines. There's absolutely no stomach.
Okay, all right.
So it must not have to break down food that much, right?
I wonder how they absorb. Anyway, they're so weird. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Go ahead.
Their fur is glow in the dark.
What?
So they have biofluorescent fur that glows a bluish green under the UV light.
Oh my god, they're king the party.
Right. Platypus is freaking awesome.
I did not know that about the platypus.
And the last cool thing about platypuses that are the platypi? I don't know what it is.
Platypi.
The male platypus is extremely terrifying because they have venom-secreting spurs on their hind legs.
Yeah, I've heard that about them.
They're so cute, but they're freaking deadly.
They'll kill you. Right, they'll kill you. Yeah, they're really interesting because they have the bill of a duck, the tail of a beaver, and the body of a groundhog.
And they're a mammal, but they lay eggs.
And I don't understand that at all. Like, I don't. That's not that. Then it's not a mammal. How is it a mammal if it lays eggs?
I don't know.
So yeah, so back in the day when, if you told somebody, hey, there's this creature and this is what it has, I mean, it sounds like the snallygaster.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Just all this shit kind of combined together, to make this whatever the fuck it is, and it's totally real. And you would not have believed that that's, you're like, hey, I saw this thing and it was laying eggs, and I think it was a duck, but it was a beaver.
The one the first one that was shipped to Europe in 1799, people were trying to find the stitches hidden on it because they thought it was fake.
Like a taxidermy.
Yeah.
Gaff. Yeah, I believe it because they look, but they are really cute. I do enjoy a nice platypus. I enjoy me some platypussy, you could say.
Oh God.
Something's wrong with me. I got laid today. I went to my OBGYN.
Yeah.
And she inserted stuff in my body. And so that's getting laid when you haven't been laid in, I think it's 6 years now.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, the nurse that was helping out, she was like, you got any fun plans after this? And I was like, well, I'm just recording my podcast or whatever. She's going to listen to it. And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So make sure you shout out the gyno that got you laid today.
Yeah, thanks
if you're listening.
Doc.
If you're listening, get on the Facebook page. Just talk some weird shit.
Yeah, come talk to us. On Wednesdays, we talk weird. Tell us your weird. Well, she was telling me, she was like, you doing okay? And I'm like, yeah. And I thought that was kind of a weird question. But then I was like, yeah, but I should have peed before we started this.
Right?
She's like, please don't pee on me. People have peed on me before. I'm like, what, really? I was like, what? What? How? I guess I'm being insensitive because there are women with incontinence issues.
I mean, yeah, like I got a couple friends, like after they had a baby, they can't even laugh anymore and they piss themselves.
It took me about 6 months to get back to normal. Yeah.
I don't think I was ever not normal.
After having a, well, you didn't do vaginal birth, did you?
Yeah, 2 of them.
Oh, you did both. Yeah. I did get back. I was young though. I was real young, so I bounced back all right.
How old?
But when I had my child, I was 20.
Okay, I had the twins at 21.
You delivered the twins vaginally?
No, the other 2 I did.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, true. I guess you're right. So, yeah. Well, huh. Well, I'm just saying, it took a while to not cough and pee at the same time.
Gotcha.
But either way, like, I would never pee on the doctor, and I'm just like having this image of like just women laying there with their legs spread and just the whole fucking stream comes out right in the doctor's face.
Anyways, did you know
Yeah,
that
so this is
the pain from the platypus venom is resistant to painkillers like morphine?
so you just suffer through. I mean, does it kill you?
It can kill like small animals, like small dogs and stuff, but it won't kill a human. It's just gonna hurt like a bitch.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Well, what about that? You could try to pee on it, like a jellyfish.
Yeah.
It might help. I know a gyno that knows some people.
Oh God.
No, I did not know that though. That's fucking terrible. But I would still pet it. And can you guess what I would feed it?
Corn.
And fish.
Street corn.
Oh yeah, platypus would get down some street corn. It'd be
Right?
my best friend.
Especially with his glow in the dark self.
Oh yeah, right. I would. I'd take it to. If I had a platypus, I would take it to raves.
Oh yeah.
Be like, check this out. People are like, why would you paint your platypus? It's like, I didn't. Not this one anyway. I painted my other one. You want to see it?
Oh God.
It glows.
Baby platypus are called puggles.
What?
That's cute, isn't it?
Isn't there also a dog that's the breed? Is a puggle?
Is it a puggle or is it just a pug?
No, I think it's puggle. It's like a nightmare breed of dog.
Oh, that's cool.
Maybe not puggle. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it is puggle.
Platypuses do not have nipples.
No nipple. Well, then how do they? Then they're not mammals.
Mothers sweat milk out through specialized skin pores.
I don't. This is going from super cute. Oh, they're puggles. By the way, they sweat milk.
And the milk pools and grooves on the mother's abdomen for the babies to lap up.
What in the fucking fuck is this horror show? What if I sweated milk? I'd be at the rave with my platypus. Anybody thirsty?
They have 10 sex chromosomes instead of the standard mammalian pair.
So they're better than us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm.
I still don't
Their
understand.
sex chromosomes share genes with birds.
Well, they do have beaks.
Yeah.
So maybe there's
Yeah.
birds somewhere along there. Like, where'd they come from?
Over 80% of their genes match other animals with backbones.
Okay.
If they're a mammal, then yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, okay. They got some spine. I get it. Is that the end? Are we still
Their
going?
unique evolutionary path bridges reptiles to mammals.
That was my question. Yeah, where'd they come from? Where did they evolve from?
Yeah, it says they evolved from mammals and early evolution from mammals.
But there's some reptile in there somewhere?
Yeah. It says they first evolved more than 112 million years ago.
I'm convinced that this is like a genetic mutation that just they couldn't breed it out of themselves.
Yeah, I don't really know.
They're pretty wild.
They are, but that's all I have.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Billy Apes now?
Yeah, we can talk about Billy Ape. Let me go back to my Billy Ape page.
All right, let's talk about the Billy Apes. Like I said, this one is always used as an argument for cryptozoology. And you know what, y'all? It's not a very good argument.
These are apes straight from Planet of the Apes, the newer ones.
Yeah, they're interesting, but I'll tell you why they're interesting. But it's not because of cryptozoology. So Billy apes are located in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Billy apes were rumored at one time to be a type of gorilla chimpanzee hybrid. And it's mostly because of they look like chimpanzees with slight variances, but their behavior closely matched that of mountain gorillas. So the locals were very confused. They started really getting a lot of attention around the year 2000. But DNA testing was finally done because we thought this was a novel type of primate that we had no idea about. And when the DNA results came back, what they found were that Billy apes were not a new species of ape. They were Eastern chimpanzees.
Okay.
So it's not a new species, which means that it's not a good argument for cryptozoology because we didn't discover a new ape. And I know everybody wants this. When we discover a new primate, that's a big deal. But it was a scientific breakthrough because of those behaviors that so closely matched gorillas. It showed us that that chimpanzee behavior is not genetic. Just like we are genetically predisposed to be afraid of certain things, right? You hear it all the time. Spiders.
Yeah. I'm terrified of spiders. I hate them.
Right. I mean, and it's because your genetic code tells you to be afraid of them because they're dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it has nothing to do with logic and reason. It has everything to do with biology and your genetic makeup and your genetic memory. So the way that chimpanzees, the way that they act, we found out is cultural and not genetics. And that is if you're a nerd like me, so fucking cool that different apes have their own type of culture. And so it just calls into question kind of, well, obviously this has got to translate to other animals, right? And other parts of the world and other creatures. So like what happens when we remove this animal from this environment and raise it in another? We're not going to do that necessarily, though, we do in a way with zoo conservation, right? Where we breed these animals into captivity. But what we're doing though then is simulating their natural habitat. We're not forcing them to assimilate into our habitat. And, so it would be kind of cruel to try to experiment with that to a degree, but we don't need to because we have billy apes and we know that that's what happens. You take the animal, you put it in a different environment. Over generations, it's going to develop its own way of doing things. And that is really interesting. Not cryptozoological, but really interesting. But there are people that are still convinced that the billy ape is its own species, but it's not. We know it's not.
Okay.
Wish it was.
Right. That'd be kind of cool.
It would be kind of cool, but we have better arguments for cryptozoology. I mean, again, do I really have to remind you guys? The colossal squid, come on now. It's straight from fucking folklore to real life, and it really truly is as terrifying as the seamen on those ships made it seem to be.
Right.
Like, it's even more so, I think. That's the best.
I mean, there's nothing not terrifying about it.
No, nothing, not one thing. Except
Cool
maybe
as shit, but you don't want to be up close and personal with it.
No. I mean, except maybe the fact that it's shaped like a penis, and that's funny. I mean, that's really it. Other than that, terrifying. But those are my examples. Like I said, you probably have a lot of kind of older examples.
Yeah,
I don't know
the basic ones.
what else you had, but I mean, if we want to kind of run through them, we can. We got time.
I mean, you've already said most of them. It was the giant squid, and then it was the Komodo dragon, and then the gorilla, the platypus. What was the one? It might have been the unicorn one. Hold on, let me grab my notebook.
While you're doing that, I'll talk about the Komodo dragon a little bit because I was tempted to put it on there because it is really cool. People just straight up did not believe that this was a thing. The locals are like, no, it's definitely a thing. Explorers would be like, yeah, it's definitely a thing. And people are like, there's no way that there's this massive fucking lizard out there that you're telling me about that is terrifying and will kill you. Because Komodo dragons are also very terrifying. They're very aggressive, even to each other. People just like weren't having any of it until one guy killed one and brought it back and showed his friends, like, look, I told you. The friends were so petty that they were like, no, that's not real. You made that. That's fake. That they themselves went out and found themselves a couple of Komodo dragons. And they were like, oh shit, I guess it is real. After they found a couple of them. And they had actually brought back, I think, 2 live specimens and then a bunch of dead ones. And they're like, yeah, it's definitely real. But those things are wicked, man. They really are.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they really are. It reminds me of, the Crosswick monster.
Okay.
Which, I don't know what happened first. I don't know if the Crosswick monster happened first or the Komodo dragon happened first, but the Komodo dragons weren't discovered until, I think it's 1902 or something along those lines. About 100 years ago. A little over 100 years ago. But the Crosswick monster was local to me, a story of a giant lizard that tried to snatch up a couple kids. It was allegedly 30 feet long from the tip of the nose to the tip of the tail, and the whole family went out and decided to go hunt this thing down after they had to rescue the kids from it. So they're like, well, we can't have this thing snatching up our kids. So they go to try to chase it down. They find it hiding in this hollowed out dead tree, and they chased it out of the tree, and it jumps out of the top of the tree. And it lands, and that's when everybody got a good look at it. But what happened is that it actually stood up on 2 legs and ran off.
Wow.
And they chased after it, chased it into a cave, and then they had people going towards the different exits of said cave, and it never came back out again. It's got Van Meter visitor vibes. I keep throwing out all these monsters like I assume everybody knows what I'm talking about.
I know
And
what
like,
you're talking about.
you do, but like the girl at the doctor's office don't know what I'm talking about.
I mean, every time you say something I don't, you're like, look it up. If you don't know what the Van Meter visitor, look it up.
We've done episodes on it before. Yeah, check it out, you know. Yeah, I mean, but it's one of those things where it's like, you know, like Chad Lewis says, it sounds so ridiculous at first, and you're like, oh, it's just yellow journalism, it's nothing. But then when you start digging into that these people were real, what they actually experienced, it does seem genuine.
Right.
So like I said, and I believe that happened before the Komodo dragon. I'm looking it up right now because now I gotta know. Crosswick monster. So, I mean, is it possible? Yeah, 1882, it sure did.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, is it possible that this was just an exaggerated version of that? Could be.
Maybe.
Could be. So,
In Ohio, though.
in Ohio, well, somebody could have brought it over. Who knows who brought it over? We don't know, but
Right.
you know, as far as giant or some type of giant salamander, which, you know, we do definitely have. Nothing quite as big as the Komodo dragon, though,
Hmm.
which would make more sense because they exaggerated this thing to be 30 feet long,
Hmm.
the size of a small colossal squid.
Right. But bigger than like a baby colossal squid.
The little 12-incher that we. I don't think I've ever in my life said 12 inches is small before, but here we are.
You can't put 12 inches with colossal, though.
Yeah, right. It doesn't compare to colossal. That's
That's a
fair.
different kind of box, okay?
You know, just saying. So anyway, there is some potential tie there between these giant and maybe just giant lizards were all the craze at that time anyway. You know, that could be with the talk of us kind of discovering more and more things,
Hmm.
you know, in the world. But it's just it is wild. It's hard for us to comprehend a world where something like Komodo dragon doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You know, so what else did you have? What else you got?
Thylacine?
Oh, the thylacine.
Yeah, the Tasmanian tiger.
Tasmanian tiger. That's a really, really wonderful example. Tasmanian tiger fits into a different type of category of cryptid. So you have this category of cryptids who are extinct. However, there is anecdotal evidence of them not being extinct. So people allegedly still see these Tasmanian tiger all over Australia. Um,
That's awesome because this thing's cool as shit looking.
It's really wild. There's actually, it's really well documented for something that's extinct. We hunted them to extinction.
Hmm.
But there's video of them. The taxidermy head of one just sold for like a crate, like $80,000 or something crazy.
I want the taxidermy back of one.
Well, you can't fucking hardly get it anywhere. I mean, they
Right.
exist, but because you can't get any more, you know, they're super rare.
Mhm.
But they are very cool. Lots of, like I said, lots of reports still from people. Allegedly, some photographs had come out a couple years ago, and you know, some people are like, "Oh, it's been debunked," but I don't think so. I just think that that's people just saying that to feel cool about themselves, and it's not
Right.
cool to be a wet blanket. I'm just kidding. It's not cool to claim you've debunked something when it's not been proven completely. It's just not the way it is.
Right.
You know, I would like to believe that this thing still exists. And again, we talked about animals on this list that exist that we don't ever fucking see. And we don't know when they'll officially die. We just know they're probably out there somewhere, but they're in such small populations that we're not going to see them. That's not unusual. So I'm Camp Tasmanian Tiger.
Yeah. I mean, okay, it's cool. It has a pouch like a kangaroo, both
It's a
males and females,
Mhm.
and it eats kangaroos. So, like, I don't know.
It's a marsupial. Did you know that's what makes a marsupial? A marsupial is the pouch.
Pouch, yeah. But I didn't expect both female and male to have it for some reason.
Did you know that in the United States, we only have one marsupial?
What is that?
It's the opossum.
Oh, it has a pouch?
Mm-hmm.
There's one in my backyard. I should go check.
Yep, it has a pouch. So that's why, like, if you find a dead one, you know, they encourage you to check the pouch for babies.
Oh, okay.
Yep, flip it over and check the pouch. They're great. A lot of people hate them, and it's so sad. But a lot of people also call them possums, and they're not possums. They are opossums.
Opossums.
Possums are in Australia.
We as I say we, I mean Brandon says that we like them. That's why it's still living in the backyard. It does something.
Yes,
I
yes.
don't remember what.
They're great at getting rid of other rodents and bugs and things like that you don't want on your property.
Okay.
They are like a natural. I mean, it's like a house cat, but
Okay.
better than a house cat outside
Gotcha.
because they eat ticks and like I said, everything you don't
That's
want.
why we have it. It does a horrible job at it, but
Yeah, but I bet you'd notice if they disappeared one day and weren't there anymore.
right.
They're like, I'm full out here. Y'all got too many. You got too many ticks up in here. No, they're great for your environment. They're very sweet, and I love when they carry the babies on the backs.
Aw.
And I know this is crazy, but I would feed it corn.
Probably.
Yeah, and it would love it. So.
And I bet you this one is one of your favorites for a certain reason. The
Oh my God.
okapi?
The okapi.
Okapi.
Okapi. Not necessarily one of my favorites. No.
Its 12 to 18-inch long tongue doesn't do anything for you?
Well, if I would have known that, I wouldn't change my mind.
It's long enough to lick its own ears.
That is so ridiculous. I have to watch videos of that now. Yeah, it's like a hybrid between like a donkey and a zebra and a giraffe somehow and an antelope.
It's the
really
only living relative of the giraffe.
that's really wild. They look nothing
It's
alike.
not that tall. It's only like 5 feet tall.
It's like you can only be related to the giraffe if you have a really long neck.
Exactly.
Those are the rules.
Like this one looks like it was trying to get a really long neck, but it was like stunted.
And instead, it grew it out in the tongue.
Right, exactly. Like its neck didn't like grow enough, but so its tongue is so long now because like the neck didn't take up the extra space.
Yeah, it's another one. It's another one of those weird hybrid type animals that you're like, oh, it's this mixed with that, mixed with that. Actually, yeah, if you look up images of it, it's just like it licking its tongue in different ways.
Yeah,
And it definitely does have like giraffe horns
yeah, and it has the zebra stripes and
big old hyena ears.
zebra stripes just on the back of it. It's crazy looking.
The back, yeah, back on the legs. That's pretty much it.
Like it has leggings on.
Like it's wearing an outfit. It's got
Yeah.
pants and a brown shirt, and it doesn't match at all.
It's peacocking.
Yeah, they look really ridiculous. They do. I agree with that. I agree with that. But they're cool. They're cool guys.
I mean,
they're
one more, but I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know if it's like a cryptid or not. Like a maybe locational, like the alien big cats.
Okay, that's a good one.
Like we know where we have them.
Yeah.
But like they're not showing up where they're supposed to be showing up, but showing up in places where they're not supposed to be.
So, I mean, it is. So, Hoovelmans does eventually go on to really expand on the definition of cryptozoology.
Okay.
And so, like we had mentioned with the Tasmanian tiger, these animals that we believe were extinct now that no longer are, may not be, definitely fall in a cryptozoological. But another one of those are animals in places that they shouldn't be. And, not necessarily just like I had a tiger and I let it loose.
Right.
It's a breeding population that has taken up residence in an area that it shouldn't be.
Right.
The giant pythons in the Everglades, that's a great example of that because we for sure know that that's happening. Pythons didn't naturally occur in the Everglades until recent years, and now they do. Now they're just a part of the ecosystem. They shouldn't be. They're invasive. They kill them, but they are. So these alien big cats are very similar, except for the UK government keeps denying that there's a breeding population there.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we have found, I mean, mass amounts of video and photographic evidence, we don't consider that. Okay, that's fine. But we have DNA now from these things. Proving that this was more than just somebody's black massive house cat. This was definitely something that was here, and still yet, they're not recognizing that there is a breeding population of giant cat in the area, and it's horrifying and very irresponsible.
Mm-hmm.
If you were anywhere in the world, and if you were at home in your bedroom, and a fucking panther showed up, right? Where a panther is not supposed to be.
Right.
Like, that is, one, a danger, and two, a detriment to your health. Because what if you're allergic to cats?
That'd be my first thing I think of. Like, oh shit, I'm allergic to cats.
What if you're allergic to getting your head ripped off by one?
Exactly.
But no, really, I mean, genuinely. So you've got these people that are out and about, living their daily lives, not expecting there to be a panther, and then all of a sudden, oh shit, there's a panther.
Right. If I was like laying in my bed with my windows open because it was nice outside and a panther jumped through, like I'd be like, oh fuck.
But we don't have panthers in Ohio.
Right.
So you just don't really expect that. So again, it's very irresponsible. And even like our local news does a better job. We have sometimes a bear will come into the local area.
Yeah, we're not supposed to have black bears here, but guess what? We have black bears here.
They've been coming further and further down south.
Mhm.
They're in northern Ohio. They're there, but they've been making my way down south. The bears are traveling, but when that happens, it's all over the fucking news.
Yeah.
It's not like my neighbor just took a picture of a fucking bear and that's how I find out on Facebook. Like, so, why aren't they being more responsible about this? I don't know. It drives me nuts.
Yeah, like, because the cats are like extremely fucking deadly.
Right. I mean, even if whereas like black bears, they can be deadly, but mostly they're just like giant raccoons.
Right. They just want food.
They're pretty harmless. But yeah, a fucking panther, just at least let people know that there's maybe a possibility of this happening, even if you don't think it is. It doesn't hurt to be prepared for giant cats.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't understand why they would try to, like, that'd be, like, why would you even try to hide that? Like, it's not like it's embarrassing you, or like...
Maybe it is. Maybe the head of their department whoever their Department of Natural Resources is, they're like, I just hate cats. I don't want...
It's not like a UFO takeover. It's not going to cause, like, mass pandemonium.
It is a really weird thing to be so secretive about. I really don't understand it.
Yeah, me neither.
But it's almost like now, like maybe they had some stupid reason before, and now it's gone on for so long that they just can't admit that they were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's about. And it's like, that's a really stupid reason to risk people's lives, but okay. I don't know. But that's a good one. So
That's all I had.
Well, that's all you had. Well, like I said, I wanted to kind of talk about a scenario of like, how does a cryptid go from being a cryptid to being discovered? Okay. So let's say that you trap a live Bigfoot.
Okay.
With one of those boxes with the stick or
Yeah.
whatever. And you trap a live Bigfoot. Now what do? Do you, A, post pictures and videos on social media and start immediately selling tickets for people to come see it? Do you, B, call a local authority figure, being either the local police or the Department of Natural Resources? Or do you, C, don't tell anybody and go Harry and the Hendersons style?
None of those options sound good to me. But if I had to pick one, I'm going to pick B.
Well, you're right. Because honestly, the very first thing that you should do with making a massive discovery like that is call your lawyer.
Okay.
And I know that sounds really extreme and weird and kind of funny, but no, in all seriousness, your you have a massive scientific breakthrough on your hands. Call your fucking lawyer.
My lawyer would probably send me back to rehab if I called him and said, I caught a Bigfoot.
Well, then he might, but that's why you've got pictures and videos and stuff. It's up close and personal. Call your lawyer and start talking with them. Number 2, go ahead and call a local authority. It could be the police, could be the sheriff, it could be Department of Natural Resources, could be a university veterinarian clinic, right? Something along those natures, zoologists. You definitely want to find somebody smarter than you who needs to study this thing. The point of the lawyer, though, is that you want to get your cut and your credit. You do not want to just hand this over to anybody and everybody and go, yeah, it's fine. You know.
Mhm.
So you definitely need to have the proper paperwork on file in order to secure that this belongs to you at the end of the day. But you definitely do want to go ahead and let the proper authorities kind of take it over. If it's live, they're not going to kill it and dissect it, but they are going to want to observe and study it. And in which case you should let them. You probably don't have the proper resources to house a Bigfoot.
No.
So, for the Bigfoot's sake, let the people with the money and the resources go ahead and take it, all while maintaining your rights to that creature under proper authority.
That just seems so mean.
For them to go ahead and take your Bigfoot?
Yeah, you just trap something in the middle of the woods that was living its life, being all free and shit, and just because your house isn't big enough, you got to send him away with people that are going to poke and prod and experiment on him.
Well, they shouldn't be poking, prodding, and experimenting. But I mean, taking some hair samples and things like
Really?
that, and make it. They shouldn't be. Yeah, they shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
That would be unethical. Will they? I don't know. I don't work in a lab. But what they should do, of all things, if they're going to do anything, is hire me to come and feed it corn.
Okay.
Because I will. But if it's dead, on the flip side, if it's a dead Bigfoot body that you have, you don't put it on ice and then take it around America to expose to everybody.
Honestly, the first thing that I'm going to do if I ever catch a Bigfoot is take a picture of his penis and send it to Tobias.
Oh my God, yes. Yes. That is rule number 1. You find Bigfoot dead or alive, you send that penis pic right to Tobias.
Yep.
Info at singular40and.com is his preferred email address. Just in case anybody has one. He'd love that. But if you find a dead one,
He's about to get 50 random penis pictures.
Oh God, what did I do?
Only Bigfoot ones, guys.
Only Bigfoot penises, right? That's nothing else. Don't be like, well, my mom calls me Bigfoot. That's weird. That's not how this works. I should Photoshop a picture of a penis onto the Bigfoot monster truck.
Yes.
Yeah. I should. I might. Anyway, if you find a dead Bigfoot, it's a little more ethically sourced because it's the same steps. Call your lawyer, secure your rights to the body, and then call your proper authorities, and then they will go ahead and test it. Probably very shortly after this news comes out that you have a Bigfoot body. And the quickest way to do that would be to call the local police because they'll immediately come out, observe it, and go, oh, this guy's not crazy. Whereas, if you call a local, veterinary school, they're not going to come out right away.
Right.
They're going to be like, whatever, this guy's crazy. But then what would happen next is there would be some type of major press conference. You would probably have the chance to be involved because you discovered it. And if you want that kind of attention, you can get it. If not, it doesn't matter. They're going to have the press conference anyway. And then they're going to make this big announcement that we have found Bigfoot, From there, depending on if it's dead or alive, might change how we get people to view it. A dead Bigfoot would eventually be on display, and a live Bigfoot may not really be on display for a couple of years. Especially because we kind of have to establish, we'd have to kind of work Bigfoot legally into our terminology as something real and kind of decide what type of rights it may have.
Where would you display it? Would you put it in a zoo?
Yeah,
That's horrible.
put it in a zoo or put it in some type of museum, with its own. Some museums have live animals.
Hmm.
He could. I mean, he could even live at a lab, and you could probably come tour the lab, and they just make that part accessible to the public. Um, you know, I don't know. Is it horrible? I don't know. I
I
have
don't
mixed
know.
feelings about like conservation and zookeeping and stuff
I
because the
guess it
reality.
depends on how the animal's reaction is to me.
I mean, how's it treated? That's the big thing. Does it have everything it needs and then some? Because a lot of these animals in captivity are spoiled fucking rotten.
Hmm.
Like they'll never have it nearly as good living out in the wild. They'd probably be dead by now, fighting for themselves. So
Right.
I don't know if it's all bad. But then, Bigfoot kind of becomes real. And then, eventually about 50 to 100 years later, we don't give a shit about it anymore.
Hmm.
And we're on to the discovery of, I don't know,
Mothman.
Goatman. Yeah, Mothman, sure. Just, something else we haven't discovered yet. I mean, then we kind of start hyper focusing on something else and something else gets popular and then we just continue and then like I said, we end up eventually becoming a generation where we don't remember a time where Bigfoot wasn't real.
Right.
So it's not significant to us, much like where we are right now where we don't remember a time where the gorilla wasn't real. We don't
Could
remember
you
a time.
imagine? Okay. Imagine someone capturing a Bigfoot tomorrow, right? And in 10 years, 15 years, all these businesses that all of our friends have are like non-existent anymore because it's just another animal and nobody goes out and buys shirts with freaking hyenas on them. So why would they buy a shirt with Bigfoot all over it?
I don't know I got like 10 hyena shirts, so
Oh, shut up.
no, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I'm pretty confident that the audience would just shift to somebody else.
Yeah.
Like not somebody else, but like another creature,
Right. Mhm.
Whereas like I think the Bigfoot hype would be so for real. Like those people would do really, really well for a hot minute while
Oh,
people are
yeah.
excited about it, right? But then eventually, they'd be like, well, if Bigfoot was real, then what else is real, right? And then you start
Yep.
kind of digging into other things. Now that gap is kind of closing a little bit because it has been a while since we've made any real significant pushes, but little things happen
Mhm.
that we don't notice as cryptozoology that happens all the time. The ivory-billed woodpecker is one of them. I don't remember if it has officially come out of extinction or they're still trying to get it out of extinction, but allegedly they went extinct. They're not extinct. They're still seeing them, and there's a whole team of this little science group that's chasing it the fuck around trying to prove its existence right now.
Oh, wow.
And these concentrated efforts, some people are like, well, it's impossible for this thing to exist or this thing because we would have found it by now. But like, again, let's go back and look at how long it took a concentrated effort to get a video of a 12-inch squid.
Yeah.
It took 3 years.
Mhm.
It took 3 years. These things take time and resources and money and, people willing to invest that money into something like that. And people just aren't really, don't get me wrong, people are investing in like Bigfoot hunting, but we're talking about like, mountain monsters and,
Right.
people, and they're not investing as much as it would really genuinely take to actually take something like this seriously and research into.
Right.
And you're not going to find it in a weekend. You're just
No.
not. You got to like live out there all the time looking for it for years. And nobody can do that. Just quit their job and do that, So it is a really interesting topic. Obviously, cryptozoology. I love it. Big fan. Anyway, do you have any final thoughts on anything we talked about today?
No, not really. Just because we've been talking so much lately.
We have been talking a lot lately. Yeah, that's okay. But
No, just
I get it.
we're gonna drop the link for the t-shirts into the description. Check
Yes.
that out. New one
Check it
next
out.
month. Patreon just had one drop. Patreon's about to get another one dropped. And what do we got? Still submit your stories. SubmitWeird@gmail.com.
Yes. You still got time. You can submit those at any time, but you have time to make it. We're going to be doing a special episode
Yeah,
for
we're
those
going
stories.
through them right now to actually make the episode. So if you got some last minute ones, get them in there.
Yep, absolutely.
Just we have lots of stuff going on. Like
We do.
October, so I have Mothman Festival in September. Ashley's moving. So we're like jam packing October with so much stuff. Like we have a little break right before that. So we're gonna hit you guys up like quadruple the times of what you usually get from us.
Yeah. And this is just, I mean, this is the stuff that we can't talk about right now.
Right.
So there's just so much going on. So thank you guys for coming on the journey with us and continuing to stick it out. Your support and appreciation for us and what we do does not go unnoticed. But we're really tired right now.
Yeah.
Just to be honest with you. But we're going to continue to be here for it, right? You get all the loopiness. And it's great, and all the same stuff, even working through all of this extra. So we appreciate it a ton.
For sure.
So, all right. Well, with that being said, guys, we'll see you back here next Wednesday.
Bye.